Georgina Wachuka. Happy to have you here, Regulatory and Compliance Officer from KAM, Kenya Association of Manufacturers. Welcome. The floor is yours, Georgina.
Thank you, Simeon. Thank you for having me on this conference, and we're happy to be part of the issues of addressing e-waste management. Apologies from our CEO. She had some other commitments, added commitments, and was not able to join us in this forum. So I'll quickly just share a presentation, just basically about KAM and what we are doing about electric and electronic waste management, and possibly the challenges that we see and the opportunities that are there. So I'm not familiar with this platform, but I don't know, I would like to share my screen so I can go ahead.
Yes, that's fine. You have in the bottom screen share, okay. And you get a frame up where you can pick.
Please confirm you're able to see my screen as I share. Let's see if I'm able to do that. Okay. Oh dear. So what happens?
Still no sharing.
Okay. Share and there you go. And please confirm you can see something from your end coming up.
Now something is coming up. Maybe yes.
Thank you.
Perfect. And you have a very short amount of time. I'm sorry about that, but yes.
Okay, I'll quickly run through this. And about KAM, what I'll speak is on about KAM, our initiatives on waste management, what we think on policy on waste, our challenges, opportunities, and other waste management and circular economy activities that we consider of importance to the industry. So we were established in 1959, and we have 1,000 members who are cutting across 14 sectors. Electric and electronic is one of the sectors, and KAM's mandate is basically fact-based advocacy. So we are governed by an Environment and Sustainability Committee, which is one of the working committees under the main KAM board membership. Some of the centers, initiatives that we have is that we have a Center for Green Growth and Climate Change, which focuses on energy efficiency, green technology solution, farm level support, and capacity building for our members on thematic areas. So we launched a compliance support program in 2019, and just like the previous speaker was talking about producer responsibility organizations, we set up one for the plastic sector, and we've been using this to model to see how we can also bring in the other sectors which is now the electric and electronic waste plus the other 13 sectors. So in terms of policy and legislative frameworks addressing electric and electronic management, we know we acknowledge the Constitution of Kenya gives us the right to a clean and healthy environment. Some of the policies and legislations that we have supported and we actually are enforcing are regulations on waste collection and disposal. We have the e-waste guidelines that were developed by our regulator, NEMA. We have worked on the National Sustainable Solid Waste Management Policy and also the bill. And we're also looking forward to the extended producer responsibility regulations, which our Ministry of Environment is working on. And once we realize this, we know one of the products that needs to be managed under that regulation is e-waste, electric and electronic waste. So we have also been supporting county-driven policies and legislations on waste management, noting that this is a devolved function in this country. Some of the challenges that we've seen is the implementation of the policy frameworks that are there. So, for example, we at the moment as a country do not have the guidelines on electric and electronic waste out there. I know they've been part of being developed, but they've never been cleared. So we look forward to see if the government can close in on this one. The other issue we have is on control and on electric and electronic equipment imports, issues to deal with the anti-dumping controls. So, and further to the anti-dumping, we have the challenge of second-hand equipment. That's laptop phones and that. And we know the problem with that is that when they come in here, they do not last long, so they have a very short life. And of course, they present the growing amounts in electric and electronic waste. So another challenge is that we have seen, and I don't know whether this applies in other parts of the world, we have this pass it on culture. When you have something that has failed to work, that is electronic, maybe it has a slight challenge, you just want to push it to the next person. So just creating more and more waste on electronics. So as a country, we also have very few registered and certified waste recyclers with regard to electric and electronic waste. And then we need to do a lot more on promoting our local production and innovations in terms of e-waste management. So some of the opportunities we see, we would like to see enhanced enforcement on electric and electronic equipment imports into the country. We need to promote local investment in manufacturing of electric electronics. We would like to see the government incentivized through tax reliefs, maybe coming up with special economic zones to encourage the industry to come up with local industries for production and friendly licensing regimes, because we know that is one of the biggest challenge in setting up an industry. So if the regulations and the licensing is too expensive, it becomes difficult to set shop. So we'd also want to see a promotion of a registry for monitoring electric and electronics in the country. Then, of course, the enforcement through the existing frameworks and concluding the pending ones like the extended producer responsibility and the national solid sustainable waste policy and bill. So we'd also like to see where our standards are actually aligned to the international levels. Then adopting principles that mitigate waste challenges such as circular economy. This is the principles of reduce, reuse, and recycle, and of course SDG mainstreaming. There's also need to work on the product design so that whatever products were coming up in the electric and electronic world are recyclable, and the material used can be easily reused or easy to dismantle or easy to refurbish. As CAM, we have taken up some specific SDGs which we consider as a priority, and that's on 7 on affordable and clean energy. So in this, when we look in light of electronics, we'd like to see promotion of efficiency equipment which are low on energy but will last long, and high quality equipment, say like chargers. We see most of us, our chargers keep breaking or just going bad, and what happens is just everybody just keeps accumulating them somewhere in their house or in their office. So on SDG 9, we'd like to see more industry innovation and infrastructure that is designing and implementing efficient products that suit the needs of commercial institutions and consumers to promote clean and healthy environments. On SDG 4, quality education, would like to see the review of our academic sector to include waste management. Maybe programs and curriculum review would be a nice thing to be done. On SDG 11, that's sustainable city, we see a lot of rural-urban migration, which calls for well-planned structures so that sharing of resources, power, electronics, and energy is shared, and that way we can minimize wastes. On SDG 12, we promote responsible consumption, and that is the optimal use of tools and resources, quality purchasing, So all parties in the supply chains to work towards increased net gains from economic activities while reducing the rate of environmental pollution wastages in products life cycle. So SDG 13, which is one of the most popular ones, that's climate change. And this is on, we see the disposal of e-waste. Mostly you'll find people banning this, trying to incinerate and, this is not good, of course, for the environment and the air quality. So we'd like to see a reduction in waste going to landfills and instead come up with technologies that can properly address the disposal of electric and electronic waste. Of course, there's SDG 15, that's life on land, and this focuses on waste disposal. And finally, through SDG 17, we encourage to get into partnerships. So we get targeted, consolidated efforts from all stakeholders, which is a must for us to be able to address issues of waste management and more so electric and electronic waste management. So we are keen to partner with all to continuously improve the environmental compliance levels to promote a clean and healthy environment that promotes sustainable growth and equity. And I guess that's my short presentation. I've tried to run through to stick within the timelines. Back to you, Simeon.
Looks like Simone is away for a little bit, but yeah, thank you, Georgina. It's a very nice presentation. We really appreciate your presentation.
We've lost Simeon.
I think we lost Simone, yeah, but if you have anything to add, why not? Can I ask you one question, Georgina?
Yes, please do.
How are you feeling about this, the potential of introducing the producer responsibility in Kenya?
For us, actually, that was an industry-driven initiative when we had the challenges in the plastic sector. So we realized that we cannot go running around and just saying that, industry is doing targeted. So industry came back together and we've been doing a lot of research, working with just seeing what's happening globally. And we've already piloted one for the plastic sector. And as we go on, we're looking at having those producer responsibility organizations for the 14 sectors. So we have many sectors. Some of them is the chemical and allied. We have the pharmaceutical. We have building and construction. We have food and beverages, among others. So all this, and also the electric and electronic sector. So all this are actually all putting their thoughts and efforts together so that we see how we can come up with the producer responsible organizations for the specific waste streams.
Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jacob, also for taking that question. And continuing, I was away for a while. We're having some severe internet